down some of the other marksmen as well as squishies is something that he is pretty good at. Yone and Lee Sin have been banned by OMG, taking away some of the more playmaking champions from Fate. But this is something we were talking about off screen earlier, off broadcast. Riven has been locked in for NAOS. I'm guessing it's gonna go into the hands of Fate.
Yeah, pick up the Riven, because this was very, very useful in some certain times that we have seen during the first few weeks of the tournament by other teams. And this time around, with a buffed up Riven, we are going to be seeing massive bursts coming from NAOS Esports. I'm actually kind of nervous to see this one. I think the Orianna is going to be the better pick here, especially for team fighting. You have the Shockwave, you have massive crowd control on multiple members of NAOS Esports, but it's actually still a scary proposition here on OMG. Look at their lineup. It's just built for team fight.
Yeah, it's a Aatrox, Vladimir, a Renekton. What more you can ask? Even the Gragas. What more you can ask as the running buddies of a Sivir, right? When Sivir pops her ult, she's gonna run with all of these 4 members that are just gonna barrel through the composition of NAOS. While on the other hand, for NAOS, I like how they have really strong area denial with the Orianna. If the Orianna is able to place her ball well, she could very well shockwave the at least 4 to 5 members from the side of OMG, because if they get into these like tight corridors, Orianna can just set up the shockwave really well. But on the other hand, there's just so much damage from the side of OMG, and I feel like the ease of using their composition is a lot easier than for NAOS. So there is going to be more opportunities here for OMG to take the fight against NAOS.
It's everything on the line right now. Everything thrown out, everything invested to get this game or the series win. Let's see who will prevail, who will get the last laugh here in this series. Again, we had some interesting trash talk a while ago between these two teams, but it's all to this game that everything is going to be decided.
Yeah, and as we get into game 3 of this series, NAOS trying something very funny right there, maybe catching out a member of OMG, but no, they weren't able to see any of them, and now Margo staying lagging behind a bit in this mid lane, might be just looking for an early crash of the wave to prevent this Vladimir from getting any sort of wave control.
Some folks, maybe similar to game number 1 right now. Esports actually invested quite a bit to try and secure a couple of plates into the mid lane. Just some leverage that they can actually get, especially for pressure on the Rift Herald. And this time around, NAOS Esports is going to be responded here by Wawa. An early visit as well.
Yeah, early visit, actually topside as well. There was a lot of trading happening. Ignite has been burned by Whitecat against Calm. Calm still has the barrier up, so that might be an advantage he can use here. But still, Renekton is really strong when it comes to bullying in the top side of the map early on.
Yeah, Calm gonna be fine. I mean, this Renekton is very, very useful, especially when the Ruthless Predator is timed correctly. Even the shield here of Calm can be neglected. 47% damage last game, and yeah, that's it's really high. In terms of percentage, I believe the highest we have seen so far is actually that 47%, but in total it is 50,000 from a Vladimir team.
It's kind of skewed right now, especially for game 2, because there was only 1 kill from the side of OMG, and Indian wasn't able to deal any of the damage that he needed to, while SMK on the Vladimir still was able to go in for a lot of these pokes as well as engages. This is a very scary proposition right now from Calm, because there's still a flash up on this Renekton, but I think Calm is trying to bait him out with the barrier of his own.
Now it's gonna be in trouble. Indian is gonna be here. They're just gonna be timing the engage. The moment the wave crash or the next wave crash, that's gonna be the time for them to actually strike. Whitecat gonna be going in, forcing out the parry, and then that's the time for them to strike. Fate's gonna be here as well. They get the first blood, the counter as well. 2 kills by NAOS Esports to start this game 3.
What an outplay right there from Calm. Calm calling out the Ruthless Predator. He's like, I'm gonna wait for you to cast that ability, and look here, he didn't pop his repose until the final second that Fate was there. He already saw White Cat pressing the button, but Inyan only level 4, taking a couple of tower shots, gave a clear 2-0 advantage right now for NAOS in the top side.
Oh man, massive swing, massive surprise this time around, as NAOS Esports is going to be the one to pressure in the bottom lane. Fate as well is going to be here with the ult and with their kills. Everyone gets knocked out, everyone gets taken down. They trade out Margo, but it's fine for NAOS Esports.
Yeah, that's definitely fine. It's the support being traded out for a tower dive, kills being given to both Mirmo and Fate, and also some of the plates here, as well as a jungle invade. Going back into this replay right here, it's actually Margo starting out this fight and waiting for Fate to be in a great position, as well as the two members of OMG. What do you usually do when you're about to be dove? You try to go under the turret, and that was to their detriment because of the knock-up coming from the Ord and the jungle camps from of OMG in the bot side. Two of them have been taken by Fate. So much control right now being exerted by NAOS.
Oh man, OMG is feeling the pressure this time around. Again, we cannot discount them just yet, of course, ever, because they still have a massive team fighting scaling composition that they can utilize even if they're down like 5,000 gold. We saw the potential earlier as well in game number 2, and NAOS Esports needs to be very respectful every single time. Now Margo's gonna be in the top lane just to pressure out White Cat as well, deny more of the waves. They have the wave actually frozen up here in the top lane. So White Cat's gonna be able to at least clear it out later on. Margo keeps on applying the pressure, just zoning him out.
Yeah, and we're actually waiting for OMG to reply to this one. They need to relieve some of the pressure on White Cat because this Renekton won't be as useful later on. So they need to put some resources, some bodies alongside this Renekton to help him out in trying to stabilize this lane, because Calm right now is in a great position to scale into the late game, and we all know how strong Fiores can be later on in the game, especially when it comes to the split push.
Mitsura as well, having confidence this time around to poke around SMK, but has to be always careful, of course, of his range. Anytime SMK can just burst him out, especially with Hemo Plague, just one, full burst is enough to take down the Orianna.
Yeah, definitely something that Mitsura also has to play around. But since Orianna is a control mage, has some area denial, especially if the ball is placed correctly to slow down the Vladimir, it's not going to be something that the Vladimir will be too much of a threat of. Now we hit the 5-minute mark. Objectives are up. Now is prioritizing this Herald at the moment, and OMG looks to want to try to counter this topside aggression from NAOS.
Yeah, flash already used there by Margo. Top side! There's the Dominus being procced up here. Mitsura might be in a lot of trouble! He's gonna get taken down and burned to death! It is a massive kill here for OMG to enable themselves to have numbers advantage here in the top side river. Still, Fate is gonna be here. Cold of Forge Guard gonna be called out here onto Inyan, knocking him up, denying the Darkened Blade, but Blast Cone here to close in the distance. The steal's not gonna be possible this time around as each post there are turning onto SMK, but the Blood Bowl is going for the outplay here by OMG. Body slam away. Wawa still gonna be fine. Miriam as well gonna be safe, but now Esports losing 2 people and the RH taken by OMG.
Yeah, and OMG capitalizing on the mistake right there from NAOS. Not sure how Mitsura got caught out right there by White Cat, but White Cat was able to just take down the Orianna 100-0 1v1 to the top side. Looking at this replay right here, we immediately jump into the Herald fight. This is a 4v5 right now. Margo with a really good ulti, but the steal did not pan out. I think it was like 100 HP. Oh, 1100 HP. Both of them using their smites, but it did go into the favor of Inyan, and OMG grouping up right here, just trying to take down members of NAOS. At the end, it was only 2 kills for OMG, but they were able to pick up the Herald. Now they just need to decide where to place it down.
Yeah, possibly in mid lane for sure. NAOS Esports responding with some attention towards the bottom lane, possibly towards the Dragon here. Because OMG might be interested in taking double objectives here. NAOS Esports need to prevent that from happening because the goal lead that they had earlier is now deleted.
Yeah, there's no more gold lead for this point. For the side of NAOS, OMG is answering pretty well in terms of the rotation of where NAOS is at. One place that I think actually, okay.
Good damage. Parry a little bit late this time around, but the Grand Challenge is gonna be his for the healing, procking up the Vitals, Wind Slash! And that's gonna be the kill for Calm.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think one of the points of strength for NAOS is the top side, and I think that was a very weird timing for White to go for the fight. I guess he wants to go for the fight for this Dragon take right now that OMG is starting.
They're starting, they're committing. Call of the Porch God gonna be used. No steal this time around. The Aatrox of Indian will take it, punishing the gank of Fate earlier.
Yeah, and NAOS able to get 2 kills across the map. Yeah, they got the kill on the Vladimir. I think he was ignited as he pulled, and Mitsuru was able to pick it up, I believe. But yeah, in the end, it was two kills in favor of NAOS, and actually 2 turrets by the end of that. Both bot lane and turret and top lane turret did fall in favor of NAOS. So gold leads right now are going back into the favor of NAOS. They were able to play the map and they were able to punish OMG, and that all started with aggression by White Cat in the top side. I actually think that the Fiora was at a stronger point in the game earlier on, just because of how much she was able to actually start off the game on a good footing. They were able to get the 2-0 on the top side kill, and it was a weird timing for White Cat to go for the fight, but it's because of that they were punished heavily in the top side. They were punished as well in the Dragon, giving now the gold lead to NAOS.
And surprisingly, OMG wasn't able to get any towers despite them being able to take the Herald a while ago. MK! Oh, man. That was very close, but Mitsuru this time around is close to being taken out. Margo is going to be the one to take the attention this time around. NAOS Esports in the bot lane. Fate closing distance, but unable to land onto Wawa. And OMG will be safe for now.
Ooh. Yeah, we saw the potential already, but topside.
A turn on to Calm, and he will be flashing away, but the chase down is going to be possible here for White Cat. Of course, with this Renekton, close gap is assured.
Yeah, and Yu was also there to be able to back up their top laner. Renekton at that time was able to win the 1v1 against the Fiora. Now they're having a bit more of that top side pressure for the side of OMG, but OMG is still trying to make these cross map plays right now. They're looking at bot side with a 400 HP turret.
Are they gonna dive? Looks like it's not gonna be the case here for OMG. They turn on to the blue side jungle this time around of Fate, trying to distract them so that they can also shove the wave in the mid lane. Indian starting it up. Fate is gonna be here. He is very much fed. Still can impact the team fight, impact the game by himself, especially with his damage. The charge of Margo. No follow up just yet. Ult gonna be used. Never mind. They don't turn here on to OMG. NAOS Esports just gonna be walking away, focusing on the clear 42 HP.
Ooh.
So tempting to actually dive.
Yeah, I think that's what. Actually, NAOS is calling it.
Great cast coming in from Wawa, but not enough to save their Vladimir. SMK still gonna be dying this time around. Fate in, not commit this time around, just taking some of the camps here of Indian.
Yeah, and because of that kill, because of the turret already fought on the bot side, NAOS has complete control over this side of the jungle for OMG. Mid lane turret is the next on the plate here for NAOS. They want to take this down to open up the map for them.
NAOS Esports taking the tower down. That's all outer turrets taken away here of OMG. 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the game. NAOS Esports continue to have a gold lead here. 5,000 in fact, almost at that. They group up in the top lane. Will they be able to bait out White Cat? Looks like it's not gonna be the case. OMG is playing it safe this time around. Indian getting the bottom lane is just great. He's been using his ult just to be able to be fast.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, okay, that was a bit of a safe play from OMG, popping the World Ender so that make sure that he was able to get away, because they weren't sure where NAOS was at that point. If it was caught out in that turret, it would have been might have been a kill in favor of NAOS. But as the timer for the Dragon gets nearer, Mountain Drake is about to spawn in a couple of seconds. Here, it could be something that we could see a big fight for both of these teams. Now, Inyan gave that information. He has no ult as of the moment. If NAOS does catch this Aatrox out, that is a lack of a movement speed tool for this Aatrox. They might just be able to catch him out.
It's going to be very difficult though, because Calm has the
Hull Breaker
already to be able to be safe. Even a 2v1 setup, he can actually still survive, or at least resist so much damage with the stats provided.
Yeah, and actually, it's just the top laner and the jungler of OMG just looked at the Fiora, and they're like, nope, we can't take her. She has a hull breaker. Just let her pass.
Yeah.
We're safe here. We're safe in our own bushes as the dragon is being taken down by NAOS. I think this is the first time today, or even this series, that we've seen a Drake just being essentially given to a team, not being challenged here by OMG. And it's now OMG recognizing how strong of a position NAOS is at.
Yeah, they basically pulled a Fate onto Indian right there, because a while ago, right, they got the dragon because Fate was in topside. This time was Indian. Got caught. They catch the Oriana. The burst is gonna be there, but it's a great shockwave. Dear Lord, the follow is just godly right now. Here now, Esports SMK gonna be chased away here by Khan. Still, he's gonna be able to stay alive. But now Esports, man, oh man, with 1 HP, Mitsura pulls off a big shockwave onto OMG.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you catch out the Oriana early. If you don't take her down, she's still able to use her damage, use a shockwave, and put down members of OMG. Baron now is the call here for NAOS. They are gonna be able to secure it with only one member of OMG on the map.
Oh actually, my god.
Yeah, actually, to get to this replay right here, Gayang, look at Hua. He really thought that they were being able to burst down Mitsuru, but he lives with a sliver of health. Look at this, the Ignite ticks down. He also gets the shield from the ball, enabling him to live. Mitsuru just doing everything in that fight, getting caught out, being the bait, throwing out damage with the shock, and then living, getting away, and just walking away from the fight. Mitsuru just being able, just both being lucky and just skillful at the same time.
Oh, it finds everyone from OMG. Dear God, that was picture perfect layering of CC of NAOS Esports, and the cleanup as well now puts OMG in a much lower position here, bigger detriment here. NAOS Esports now knocking onto the door. The burst! And this Atro, it's no longer the world enders. World got crumbled instead. And NAOS Esports now going towards the Nexus. They have the Nexus shield, so maybe this is not yet gonna be the time for them to actually close out this game. SMK gonna be here as well for the break clear. But the Baron powered minions is gonna make it a whole lot more difficult. NAOS Esports still here.
Yeah, they're just trying to bait out members of OMG to leave the Fiora so that Fiora can also take them. But SMK falling so low.
Very, very low. Wawa's gonna be protecting him. No more Nexus shields as the inhibitor crumbles down. NAOS Esports is now in their best position for this game.
Yeah, and this could just very well be the reverse sweep from NAOS. They have taken down all the inhibitor turrets. It's only the Nexus left here for the side of OMG. We did see on the side that Rabadon's death cap has been picked up by SMK. This Vladimir may hurt if they're able to layer the damage on the members of NAOS, but at the same time, NAOS has a commanding 11k gold lead at this point. They have so much more money in their wallets. They have so much more items in their inventory that they can just probably run down OMG.
This time they're gonna run down Wawa. Unable to find him. Fortunately, was able to body slam away. NAOS Esports now is threatening every single lane. It's just 16 minutes into the game, but we're seeing such a immense position here by NAOS Esports, just overpowering OMG at this point after one big team fight outplay that Mitsura started at all. That shockwave that found everyone from OMG this time around. NAOS Esports lingering in the bottom lane. OMG not really taking the bait. But the waves are crashing in this base. NAOS Esports happy with this position right now. They are checking all the areas in which they maybe would be able to engage onto them. They walk away.
Yeah, they're just waiting for OMG to overextend, overstep themselves inside this base. NAOS has all the time that they need. It's 16 minutes into the game. The other Drake, the Mountain Drake's about to spawn, but the 18-minute mark when the Elder Drake spawns as well as this Baron, that could be the death push for NAOS. But as of this moment, as long as OMG does not get out of their base, they still have time. They can still buy themselves a bit of that breathing room. And you could already see OMG looking for the pick. Hua on the side, but NAOS just playing this safe at the moment. They're so pressuring in the bot side as well as the Baron spawns. That's gonna be the objective for NAOS.
NAOS Esports staring at the Baron right now, starting it up as well as Margo stares down at OMG, giving a stare down here onto Indian as well, making sure that he stays in his place. But it's not going to be the case. A flash in, actually flash out here by Indian. Actually a little bit odd here on this Aatrox this time around. NAOS Esports committing, chasing them down. Wow, as well. Wildcat so low. Now Esports just committing on the push, on the hunt. But it's being ignored this time around. OMG focusing on distracting them so that they won't be able to take this Baron. This time they turn. They're just baiting them at this point. Indian caught in a bad position. They have to clear the way. They have to check the Baron pit. They have to check this upside river. While there's a push in the bottom lane by Com. This is so frustrating for OMG for sure.
Yeah, but it's also a smart call right now for NAOS. They needed to pull out from that Baron because Com was so low. He was actually trying to lifesteal off of jungle camps earlier on. I think he tried to 1v1 SMK or maybe not exactly a 1v1 but also a tower dive.
Oh, they're trading!
But now Elder Drake is being started here by OMG.
Yeah, this is 12,000 HP of an Elder Dragon. Margo gonna be going here as the rest of NAOS Esports is starting the Baron already. We'll be able to take this, but is this actually gonna be worth it? Because OMG will have team fighting power in exchange for the pushing power of NAOS Esports. Looks like we're going down to one big fight, everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be one big fight here. NAOS, in a way, you could understand why they went for the Baron. They have 3 inhibitors down for the side of OMG. They can siege down this Nexus with a lot of cannon minions hitting the Nexus. But for the side of OMG, they need the fight. They need the Elder. But usually, the rule of thumb is Elder is better than Baron. We'll see if OMG can prove to us that point here. If Elder is gonna be more impactful than this Baron that is picked up by NAOS.
This time, NAOS Esports is closing the distance. Wow, as well. Flash out by Mitsura to be able to stay alive. Fate gonna go in with a burst. Meter engine as well. Great knockup coming in from Margos. Now they chase down SMK going with the blood, but they have taken out the Aatrox already. Now going down onto the base. The Nexus is exposed. NAOS Esports closing it up. Damage with the turrets, with the cannon, and NAOS Esports will take the series up. Reverse sweep. Wave the flag of the Philippines as they take down OMG.
They take down their second CN conference rivals in this best of 3 series. It looked close when it comes to